It's a stunning day for some softball. The sun is shining in Evanston as we get set for the final cap of a 3-game series between Northwestern and Nebraska. Nebraska has dominated this one so far, earning wins in each of the first 2 contests via the run rule, but Northwestern looks to get some revenge today. No Lauren Boyd can face these high opponents. For a complete game against Mississippi State a handful of weeks ago. The 1-2 swing and a miss. Jordy Ball goes down swinging, and Lauren Boyd starts out the day with a K. Boyd was able to even the count with a strike on the second pitch. Next pitch laid down for a bunt. Boyd picks it up and tosses it over for the second out of the inning. 2 quick outs for Lauren Boyd, and that is exactly the start you want to see to maybe raise that confidence back up after some struggle.
Travel ball in high school.
The payoff pitch, slap back up the middle. Avasado trailing to her left, fires Robinson with an impressive stretch, and she'll be ruled safe at first base. Cammonson able to leg it out. An impressive display of defense, but just by the switch by Kansas. Robinson obviously unable to record the out, but impressive nonetheless. Robinson will pick up a chopping ball right down the first baseline and step on first to end the inning. Northwestern able to escape the first inning unscathed. We'll head to the bottom of the first on Big Ten Plus.
This love for the game, and it's amazing when you can marry it with a generational type of talent, how special it can be.
The 0-2 to Nito fanned. Jordy Ball gets strikeout number 1 on 3 pitches. Inched in on Nader. Nader takes the 3-1 and will draw a walk down to first base. And as dominant as Jordy Ball has been, that has been the rub on her a little bit recently. Some walks more looking to attack now with a 2-2 count. Avasado stands in the box, is able to tap one softly down the first base side, legging out the play to first. Ball covers first base, and Avasado will be out, but Nader able to advance to third.
And that's when you're such an athlete like Jordy Ball, who also plays first base when she doesn't pitch.
The 0-1 to Robinson. Takes a big hack and skies it into left field, but under it and making a play is Kamonzik to end the first inning. We are scoreless through 1. Back here for the second on Big Ten Plus. Casey Hoffman, the lefty, will be the first batter of the second inning against Lauren Boyd, who fired the first pitch in for a strike, but goes inside and beans her with the second pitch, so leadoff runner aboard for the Huskers. Boyd resets and delivers. This one high, so Kuzak works ahead.
You see Kuzak even having a word with the umpire, and she's going to fight for her case and say that it hit her. And that's going to lead Kate Johan to coming up to the mound. As soon as the pitch went by, you saw Kuzak look behind 10 play.
Just incredible statistics as the 1-1 chopped over to Donahue, who snags it, tosses over to Kansas Robinson for the first out of the inning, but the runners advance to second and third with 1 out. Smart play by
their squads.
So you take a look at that defensive alignment, shifted to the left and pinched in. Ball slapped to Donahue, who takes the out at first base once again, holding the runners where they are. A crucial out for Lauren Boyd. Bridget Donahue scooped that one up, calmly tossed. Can see that duel between batter and pitcher. The 1-2 once again. Tapped back up the middle. Avasado trailing to her right, throws it and makes the play. Northwestern escapes the second inning. It looked like Nebraska had a chance to strike, had runners on first and second with no outs. Hit of this series, though she did walk back in Saturday's contest. The 0-2 swing and a miss. Jordy Ball gets strikeout number 2. Started out the first inning with a strikeout, does the same thing here in the second inning.
The way that that comes alive, it just injects it into every single other person on their roster.
Now the 2-2 to Ray. Punch out. Jordy Ball gets another Wildcat going down swinging. The 0-2 once again to Cunha. Ball winds and unloads. Off speed and a swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts here in the second inning for Jordy Ball, who is chugging along. Bat. 2 veteran players. Let's see who wins. Pitch 8 in the dirt, so Jordy Ball able to get aboard with a walk. Leadoff runner reaches for Nebraska for the Looking to extend that to 10. The 0-2 swung on, roped out to right center field, and what a catch! Kelsey Nader lays out for a double play. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Sports Center's gonna come calling Kelsey Nader.
Everybody else, her range, hustling, the layouts, the catch, and then the awareness to pop up so quickly to make the double play. Look at Lauren Boyd, Emma Ray, Candace Robinson, the type of excitement that a play like that can change the script for a team.
Kelsey Nader, you know, some folks in the Northwestern community felt like she... Hammondson swings at the full count pitch, tapped over to Bridget Donahue, makes the play at first base, and Northwestern's defense and pitching showing up in a major way through 3. Ball 0-2, a common theme we've seen early in this one. To battle back, wind and delivery. Another swing and a miss for Jordy Ball. She's had everything working, whether it's up in the zone, low in the zone, off speed, high velocity. 0 for 4 in this series, still looking for her first hit. Swings on the 1-0 and sharply hit, but right to the second baseman Kamenzin for the second out of the inning. Turns over for the Cats. Grace Nito back at the top of the order. Nito struck out back in the first, sends this one right back up the middle, and Northwestern will have its first base hit of the day, courtesy of a Grace Nito single. 129 with 2 outs in that span. Nito runs on the pitch, will slide in there, and the ball escapes her. It looked like she may have been out, but instead Grace Nito able to stand up and scurry over to third base. Suddenly a runner on third. 39 total pitches, 28 have been strikes. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss high in the zone. Kelsey Nader goes down on Jordy Ball's 6th strikeout of the afternoon, and we are knotted in a pin.
What's amazing, it's a player-led type of motto. Not by the coaches, but by themselves.
The payoff pitch. Swung on, tapped to Grace Nito, who snares the ball, chucks it over to Robinson for the first out of the inning. As we mentioned, the Open has been mashing all season long. Second in the country in home runs, as this one is squared up, sent out into right center, but making a play on the ball is Ayanna Lindsay for the second out. I was worried I might have had an announcer's jinx as that one came off the bat and into the air, but stayed into straightaway center, not too deep.
Or how gritty and tough can you be with 2 outs and create a little bit of noise?
Boyd's worked the count to 1-2. Looking for a punch out here to end the 4th. Found the strike zone. A backwards K for Lauren Boyd. Certainly have. Since then has been quiet in the series. He's hitless yesterday. This one popped up in the infield under it to make the easy play is Kamenzin for out number 1. That's 2 at-bats against Kaylee Avasado and 2 softly hit balls that have stayed in the infield.
And that's a credit to Ball.
The payoff pitch from Ball. Looking strikeout, just clipped part of the strike zone. Kansas Robinson walks back into
play. They're going to be able to merge the 2.
Donahue swings, but that ball gets by her. Strikeout number 8 for Jordy Ball, who continues to dominate from the circle. Lauren Boyd, really impressive coming off of a game on Saturday where she threw 44 pitches and only 21 were strikes. As that one ruled a ball, so Bella Bacon will trot down first base. Some up today's contest, but unable to do anything with it so far. Laying down the bunt, scooped up by Donahue, who tosses over to first. The bunt successful as Bacon moves over to second, but the first out of the inning recorded.
Coach Ravel has the highest amount of wins out of any male or female coach in Nebraska athletics history, so that in itself is a true honor.
8-9 pitches in that bat. So instead, Northwestern opting to see Sammy Bland put runners on first and second with 2 outs and not let Nebraska's star be the one to do the damage, but really it's a lineup full of stars. Not much of a threat on the base pass though, just 1 stolen base this season, but offers plenty of speed on the base pass. The first pitch to Sammy Bland, swung on, sent up the middle, Avasado gets in front of it, tosses over to second and safe, and coming home is Williams, who caught the Cats defense asleep at the wheel. Avasado unable to flip that to Nito in time, and Williams smartly rounded third and heads home. Nebraska gets on the board, and what was an impressive play by Avasado to keep the ball in the infield, but still Nebraska
needs to come.
Officially goes down as a single for Bland. This one tapped to Nito, who snares it, tosses to Robinson, and Northwestern gets out of the inning, but not before Nebraska jumps out to working with a 3-1 count here. Winds and delivers to Ray. Lifted. Will this one stay in? It does. Making a play at the backstop is Breadwell. And that's how Nebraska is able to record the first out of the inning. A stroke of bad luck for Emma Ray. That ball.
Before the pitch.
Cunha swings at the first pitch, softly tapped. A weird spin on that one, and it's going to land and stay fair. Cunha will get aboard with a base hit. Comes in an odd and awkward fashion, but now the 0-2. Ball rocks and hurls. Clips the zone, strike three looking. Lauren Saborski shuffles back into North.
Dominant in these situations.
The 1-0 pitch. Looks like it clipped part of Lindsay, so now runners move to first and second with 2 outs, and that is exactly what Northwestern needed.
Lindsay did a great job freezing as soon as she green, put it in motion.
Crucial pitch here, the payoff from Ball, swung on, lifted into right field, but making a diving catch is Casey Hoffman to erase some Northwestern runs. She had to charge forward on that one and lay out. Nebraska escapes the
single week to be able to compete at a healthy level, and this team wants to play behind her.
DiNardo slaps the second pitch of the at-bat over to Nito, who calmly turns and tosses to Kansas Robinson for the first out of the inning. Off-season surgery. And just like Boyd, putting together a fantastic 2025 season as she pokes this one on the left side of the infield. Avasado scoops and tosses to Kansas Robinson for the second out. And both of these teams have a handful of players who... Now the 3-1 blooped out into shallow right field for a base hit. Nebraska's third of the afternoon. Ava Kuzak takes that pitch and able to just squirt it over the heads of the right side. The 1-1 Boyd versus Bacon. Sharply hit back to Avasado, who underhand tosses it over to Grace Nito to get the force play at second, ending the 6th inning. Still a pitcher's duel here in Evanston, but Northwestern has a run
this season.
Now the 2-1 ball hurls. Taken, but in the zone. Strikeout number 10 for Jordy Ball, and a handful of these have come via the backwards K. Kelsey Nader, third time over. Swung on and chopped towards the left side of the infield. Scooping it up and making the play is Bland. A hard throw over to first to make sure the speedy Avasado was out and had a few steps to what it's all about. Jordy Ball versus Kansas Robinson. A matchup of titans. The full count pitch, swing and a miss. Jordy Ball gets Kansas Robinson swinging to end the 6th inning. Her 11th.
The team is game-changing.
The 1-2, an absolute shot out to right field. Ball reaches the warning track before Nader hunts it down. Is going to toss it over to second. Will be a relatively close play, but Cope in with a sliding double. The first extra base hit we've
settled in or comfortable.
The Evanston crowd getting noisy. Awaiting the 1-2 pitch from Lauren Boyd. Swung on and hit sharply past the shortstop Avasado. Coming home to score is going to be McMillan, who slides in safely. Nebraska doubles its lead in one crack of the bat, and the Huskers lead 2-0, courtesy of an Abby Squire pinch hit.
Cope, Abby Squire, this one just outside the extended glove of Avasado. Cunha drops to her knees, doesn't have enough behind the throw.
Well, Sydney, we were talking about maybe in the third time through the order, once you see Boyd enough time, you're able to get something going. But how about two pinch hitters who haven't seen Boyd at all coming in and both recording base hits back to back?
Type of pop off the bat.
That one gets past Ray, so the runner will advance to second. Now a runner in scoring position for Jordy Ball. Count moves to 1-2.
And for
the 2-2 from Boyd. Fired and slugged out to right field. Trending back is Nader, but that one's going to bounce off the wall and get past her on the warning track. Ball will slow up at second, but Squire comes in to score, and Nebraska now leads 3-0. Jordy Ball sent a laser out into ditch. This is a Northwestern team that's only given up 4 runs in the 7th inning all season. Runs 5 and 6 coming here against the Cornhuskers. Going to make a taller task for the bats when Northwestern comes up in the bottom of the 7th. Just those insurance runs you were talking about, Sydney. Total hits in that span as this one skied into left field. Cunha under it, making the play. Runner stays at second, first out of the inning.
It's a really quality job for Lauren Boyd. Somebody who's been equally hot in the box has been blamed.
Dose rocks and delivers the 2-2 way up there. Ray throws all the way down to second to check on the runner. Malek able to slide back in safely.
And Ray does such a great job. That type of throw shortens a step from the runner at second base, which then, in terms of if ball is put in play, now she's one step behind scoring at home plate. Little things like that matter.
Payoff pitch just outside. So Kamenzen trots down to first base. Now runners on first and second with the payoff pitch. Dug out from the dirt and swung on. That's going to land in front of Cunha. Runners will stay, but the bases will be loaded. Nebraska putting it all together in the 7th inning. We're quiet through 6 innings, but Hoffman hitting .324 in such scenarios. Swings at the 0-1 right back to Dose, who tosses to Ray at first. Over to Robinson for a double play, and there's the momentum shifter, Sydney, that you said this Cats team needed.
And sometimes resetting in a circle. Dose does a great pitch, fields her position, throws it off to Emery, who's firing it down in a much-needed motivation heading into their last 3 outs.
Well, the Cats steal some momentum back, but not before Nebraska scores another 2. What will ball go to on the 0-2? Fired in there, goes high in the zone. Same result. Bridget Donahue waves at the pitch way out of the zone. Strikes out for the 3rd time today. Ball in the circle, winds and delivers, gets the punch out. It took 10 pitches, but good things come to those who wait. Jordy Ball, strikeout number 13, and Northwestern down to its final shutout number 5. Ball winds and delivers. The off speed, a swing and a miss, a season high. 14 strikeouts for Jordy Ball, who dazzled from the circle today. And Nebraska secures the sweep against Northwestern, coming on the road and looking dominant. What a 3-game set from the Huskers, Sydney.
The first 2 games went to the bats, and now it was the boys on the mound today by Jordy Ball as Nebraska has their first sweep against Northwestern since 2017. The MVP performance goes to Jordy Ball. Her level of craftiness in the circle is something that's going to propel these Nebraska team who might have a shot at winning the Big Ten title.
And Jordy Ball this series, 2 complete game wins, not to mention what she did at the plate. 2 home runs in the first